So, we as PlanGrid, I don't know if you guys know, we got bought by Autodesk in December for 900 million, and there's a reason why they spent so much money, to acquire PlanGrid. And last year, what I really took you guys was around, how is field adopting technology and how they're actually using, getting all your documents, plans, everything on a mobile device, and how they're using it kind of thing. And this year, with the acquisition, we have actually had more updates kind of thing, and I want to actually give that update. But given that you guys were not here last year, what I'll do is at the end of the slides, I'll do a quick demo of PlanGrid from a 2D standpoint as to how, how companies are using it, and then quickly jump on to some of the BIM stuff, which I'm actually going to share as well. So, stay tuned for that. So my name is Praveen, Tomy. I'm part of Autodesk Construction Solution now, and I started the PlanGrid operations 3 years back in Australia. And it's been a great journey. We have had a lot of companies get into the digital journey in the last 3 years. And as I said, BIM is a buzzword all around the block now. And we're actually enabling people on the field to have access to all your models and so on at your fingertips on a mobile device as well. So that's what I'm going to share today. I'll quickly go through 5 specific workflows, which is going to enable the field staff, and then do a quick demo of the product so that you get a feel for what I'm talking about. Okay. So first and foremost, it's actually looking at a connected ecosystem where there's no data loss from design phase through to construction. And as you know, nowadays, with the current situation, there's a lot of data loss in between. There's contractual barriers in between, in the current way of business, right? And part of the integration with Autodesk, what PlanGrid has come out with is actually a direct integration from Revit onto PlanGrid, which basically means that seamlessly you can now push your Revit models from your Revit onto PlanGrid, seamlessly. Okay, so what does that mean? It means you have a seamless publication of 2D sheets onto PlanGrid, so there is no mistakes in terms of your sheet numbers and your callouts and things like that. It's a complete move of information. The second piece is around tap to see rich data information, right? So users on the field can just tap on the device, on the plan, and get much richer information that they never had before. Okay, so why is it very important? So the most fundamental update from a computer, when the computer interface came, was if you want to know more, you would click on it and you get more information, right? So we actually bring in the same concept into the construction side of things, where people on the field, if they need more information, just touch on an area and you'll get more information of that particular area. Okay, so how we do that is we are enabling your 2D drawings with BIM data, or your metadata information which is lying in your Revit is all going to be on a 2D view for you. Okay. The third piece is around smart tracking of issues and things like that. Because we are bringing in all the metadata information onto your device, it can smartly recognize which room number this particular issue is and so on. It actually picks up all those information automatically. Okay, so that's where it is heading to. It's not there yet, but that's what we are working towards from a defect standpoint, and also creating dashboards and things like that, and also giving you a seamless transition from 2D to 3D as well. So we did a lot of research with people on the field as to what do people on the field really need or want to actually build, right? So what we found was people on the field really don't need the massive, BIM model. They don't want to do cross sections or any of that stuff. So what they really want is a model. They want to actually see how the model fits, how it actually looks, and how it actually fits, right? So we went through research and we came out with the similar concept which Google Earth came about with. So when Google Earth came about with a 3D view of the world, people liked it, but no one used it, right? And then what they did was they incorporated that onto the 2D maps. So if you are if you want to go somewhere, you use the 2D map, you actually navigate to the place, and then if you want to see things around you, what do? You actually click on the street view, and now you can actually see a 3D view of your surroundings, right? It's the same concept which we are bringing into the field for you as well. So again, when I show you the demo, you'll get the feel for it, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? And ultimately, it's big, and passing, the fifth part is, passing these information directly to the facilities team, because you're having information directly from your design phase through Rivet. The first phase is Rivet, next is AutoCAD and Navisworks coming later on. But information is coming from your design phase through to pre-construction, construction, and then handover. So here's a case study of Stanford University, who actually did, who used BIM for facilities, and they've got around 60 to 70 reduction in time spent on fixing repairs, because they have all the model with them, and they're able to navigate seamlessly through that. So if you look at the life cycle, from a planning, design, and construction phase, 30% of data is actually lost from design to turnover. Okay, and from an owner standpoint, we're looking at around $10.6 billion of annual cost, right? So how do we save that? It's basically moving information from planning through to design, through to construction, and then obviously to your operations, right? Seamlessly, and I will actually, this is where it is heading to. It's not there completely yet, but this is where it is heading to. So to recap, a connected ecosystem, so there's no data loss. A smart and rich data, where you just touch on your screen and you actually get all the rich data information. Smart tracking, which I explained, and seamless rendering from 2D to 3D, and then frictionless handover to your facilities management without any data loss. So those are the 5 concepts which we are addressing. So let me quickly do a quick demo of PlanGrid. First, what I'm going to do is give you a brief about from a 2D standpoint, which is what a lot of companies are using now, and then I'll show you how the Rivet plugin plays a key role in this. So PlanGrid is basically an app which you download on your mobile device. It works seamlessly on all platforms. So it works on Android device, iOS device, as well as Windows Surface, and it works on a desktop as well. It works offline also, so when you're on a site, you don't have Wi-Fi connection, you will still have access to all your drawings, documents, everything at your fingertips, okay? So just imagine you have uploaded your PDF drawings right now. Once you have uploaded that, you'll be able to access that on the app. Some of the design concept which we have used is, PlanGrid is actually built like an app. So, for example, if you download an app on your phone, and if you're not able to figure it out in the first 5 minutes, you delete it, right? It's the same concept which we have used. So it's very intuitive, very easy and simple to use. And also, for us to be successful on the field, it had to be better than paper. If it is not better than paper, no one is going to use it, right? So it's the same concept. And these are some of the concepts, and there are a lot of patented stuff in PlanGrid, and that's also one of the reasons why Autodesk purchased PlanGrid with such large sum of money. So here I'm looking at all my projects which I have physically downloaded on my mobile device. And if I scroll up, it'll say in the cloud, means these are projects which I'm part of, but I've not physically downloaded that on my mobile device. When I say download it on my mobile device, it's not the large PDF which actually comes onto your mobile device. It's a proprietary format. Again, we shrink your large PDFs into very tiny files. So we have customers who have 35 to 40,000 drawings on a 64 gig iPad, walking around here. I mean, for example, in Sydney, Barangaroo Casino project is actually built on PlanGrid, right? So they have all their drawings on their iPads, and there is no paper on site at all, right? So let me jump onto the project here. Oops. So when I jump into the project, I'll be able to see all my drawings in one single place, right? Couple of things to note here. One, it's super quick. It's not like your PDF readers where it actually takes a lot of time to render. It's like super fast, right? Again, it's a proprietary format, and that is why it is. One of the co-founders of PlanGrid used to work for Pixar Technology, and he was a rendering engineer for Shrek, Brave, Cars 2, and so on. And he's actually brought in some of the rendering technology from there into construction to make it all very easy and simple, okay? So the second piece which happens at the initial upload is if you have callouts or sectional callouts on your drawings, what our machine learning does is it actually goes in and reads all your callouts, it looks at your sheet number, and it automatically links all this for you. Okay? So what that means is if you want to jump onto that section, all you have to do is just touch on it and it opens up the sectional drawing for you. So just imagine how much time this can save people on the field. They're not flicking through drawings after drawings. It's all done automatically by our machine learning. Okay? Let me come back to the drawing here. We also read your sheet number and sheet drawing using OCR technology. So this is if you're uploading PDF drawings, right? We'll read your sheet number and sheet title. So the reason why we do that is, say for example, today you have uploaded, say, 1,000 drawings of your project, and tomorrow you're getting new revisions. And when the new revisions are uploaded, our machine learning detects your sheet number, and it'll ask you whether there's a new revision or a new version of an existing version. When you say yes to it, the new version will now slide and sit on top of your existing version. So what that means is, see, some of them have small V2 written in it, which basically means there are two versions of the same sheet. So at any point, you touch on any drawing here, you're always looking at the latest version. So the whole reason PlanGrid came into existence was to making sure that people on the field are always working on the right set of plans and you avoid rework. Okay? So here, you're looking at the latest version. If you want to look at the previous version, all you have to do is just slide up and you'll see the previous version. Again, it clearly tells you you're working on a previous version, you shouldn't be working on this, right? So from here, if you want to do a comparison, all you have to do is just touch on compare most current, and it basically overlays one on top of each other, right? So imagine how much time this can save, right? Similarly, you can actually compare any two drawings as well. It might be a plumbing and an electrical, for example, if you want to see if there are any clashes. So you choose a drawing, see the second icon on the top there, you touch on that, you choose the drawing you want to overlay, it basically overlays one on top of each other, right? Okay. So we also have an offline search functionality. So imagine you have 35,000 drawings and you want to get to a particular room number. You want to see all the drawings related to a particular room number, right? Right now, I'm assuming you guys will go there and flick through drawings after drawings to see where that room number is. So again, here you have a search bar there. It works offline also. You go into there. I'm just searching for window, for example. It's basically found 12 drawings which has window written inside your drawing, right? And if I touch on any drawing there, it actually highlights where window is written. So this functionality alone for the Crown Casino project, they have 35,000 drawings, and they say this functionality alone saves them a couple of hours a day because they're not going through drawings after drawings after drawings, right? We have the different tools here to make markups and things like that. So you can actually do all the markups. You can share it with teams and so on. You can also have photographs taken. So you can actually take, say for example, you want to do an audit of a particular room, for example. You're actually going in, you're taking a picture there today. You've gone ahead and taken a picture. It actually, there's a date and time stamp as well as geolocation stamp for every photograph you take. So these photographs, if you want to do a markup, you can do that as well. You have saved that. So say for example, in 2 weeks time, you're coming in, things change, you can actually just click on the camera again and go in and add how many photographs as you want. So you have an audit trail of everything. Similarly, we also support 360-degree photos as well. So a lot of companies these days, before you close a wall or before you close a ceiling, they actually do a 360-degree photo and they incorporate onto your plan. So what that means is you can just touch on the camera here, open up the camera, open up there, and you can see how exactly, what are the utilities behind these walls, right, during construction. And just imagine how much value this actually brings in from a facility standpoint, right? You're doing these photographs during construction, and for facilities, with PlanGrid, it's a live as-built. You can download as-builts at any time. And in terms of handover to facilities team, it's literally 2 clicks, and the facilities team now has access to all these information. So just imagine how much time that saves, and the data is actually seamlessly transferred across to the various teams. Okay. We also have a defect tool, which companies use to do defects. So not going to go in detail, in depth into it, but you put a stamp, you can fill in all these forms, add photographs and so on. And if your subcontractor is using PlanGrid, you can straight away assign it. They get notification that they have to go and fix it. There's a whole workflow which you can do as well. Okay. We also have what is called as field reports. So a lot of companies were asking us, okay, we have digitized our drawings, but we have a lot of paper forms, on site. There's a lot of paper forms, and we have to wait for them to send it in as a photograph, or they have to scan it. It takes so much time. We can't report on it. Is there any way you can help us out? So what we did is, again, we did a lot of research with people on the field and found that people on the field do not want to actually go in and fill forms, right? I mean, it's a massive change management for them because it's forms, right? So rather than building a form building engine, what we created was what is called as field reports. So any paper form that you might have right now, it might be a PDF, it might be an Excel sheet which has calculations in it, it might be, it might be a Word document with your logos and all that kind of stuff. And what you can do is convert that to a smart PDF using Acrobat, and then upload it onto PlanGrid, and it becomes a fillable form for you. So in terms of change management, literally there is no change management because you are actually working on exactly the same form which you have been filling over the years, right? So I touch on it. It's basically your paper forms, right? Oops. You're filling these. There's a signature block. You're signing it off. You want to actually go in there. It actually, if you have internet connection, it actually brings in the weather report for the day. So morning, afternoon, and evening weather report for the day in this report as well. You can go in there. If you want to add a couple of your tasks, you can actually add that. If you want to actually add photographs, you can add that and then just click submit. So just imagine now instantly this form is back on your backend, and on the backend you can run reports, and you can extract every single field from these forms and slice and dice the way you want to do things. So we have companies using it for ITV, checklists, pressure tests, and so on. They're using these forms using PlanGrid. And again, up and running in a matter of minutes. Okay? There are a lot more to it, but I don't want to go through it and do a full-blown demo for you guys. But you get the idea as to why we have been successful. And one of the reasons also is up and running is in few minutes. It's as simple as that, right? There is no implementation time frame and so on. We do training, but you are up and running in few minutes. So now that I've shown you that, let me actually now quickly do a demo of how the Rivet information is coming into play, right? So here's a project which I've actually pulled information from Rivet. Again, you can see it's the same look and feel. It's the same, it's a 2D view. If I touch on any screen, any drawing, it's actually the same drawing, same functionalities which I had demoed. All the callouts, the whole lot, everything is exactly the same thing. But you can see there's a difference here. There's a new button on the bottom which says BIM, right? Touch on that, and what that is doing now is basically enabling all the metadata information on 2D for you. So this is where I was talking about, you touch on any part of your screen, now you have richer information which people on the field never had, right? So here, let me zoom in. And I'm just touching on an area there. When I touch on an area, it's actually bringing up all the main parts on that particular area, right? So let me go to the vanity square there. And now you can see these are all the metadata information which was there on your Rivet file, like all the dimensions, all the materials, finishes, the whole lot. If you had documents in there, you would actually see the documents there as well. So you can have quick access to the documents straight away. So remember I was talking about the Google analogy. So now, if you want to look at a 3D view of that particular model, all you're doing is just touching on 3D, and now it will actually show you the model, right? So people on the field really wants to see this. That's about it. They don't really want to go in and cut it and none of that stuff. They want to see how does it fit. That's about it, right? So that's what's there. You can actually do measurements if you want right now. So that's available right now. This is on beta version on iOS. It's going to be launched on other platforms in a couple of months' time. And for MEP subs, I know you guys have like heavy 3D models. That is going to be, we're going to support heavy 3D models in a month or two's time. You'll be able to have all your heavy 3D models on PlanGrid as well. Okay. One of the other things I missed on the other project is around, with PlanGrid, you can have documents also. So anything related to your project, it might be tender responses, it can be specification documents, any of that stuff. You can upload all that onto PlanGrid as well, and you can quickly access those at your fingertips. Again, all on offline. While you're on the site, you have access to everything related to your project at your fingertips. Right? You can actually go to the next level where you can actually link a document. Link a document inside a plan as well. So you can actually go in there, go into documents, and you can link a document there. Check done. And now what that means is you're coming to this area, you know that there is a document there, all you're doing is just touching on it, it opens up the document for you. So just imagine if you do this during construction phase, when you do the handover, right, all this information is still there, right? So from a facility standpoint, there is no more, I know of a lot of projects in Australia where the handover is done and then, companies have to hire like 2 people to actually create the whole as-built kind of thing. So that is completely reduced, right? Okay. So that's PlanGrid in a nutshell. That's what I want to cover with you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to fire away. I'm more than happy to help you guys out. And I know I have a couple of my colleagues here who can actually help you, take you to the next stage. A lot of the times, what we ask customers is, just start a pilot with a handful of people, and see how you go. Don't roll it out to the entire company. Start it with a handful of people on a project, maybe 3, 4, 5 people. See how you go. And then I can guarantee you that you will love the product and you will use it. Thank you.